Okay, so we are going to talk about self-esteem and conflict management today. Okay, before I go any further, what is your understanding of self-esteem? Can everybody individually tell me that, please? Whoever wants to go first. Nishana, let's start with you.
Okay,
The kids would follow.
yeah, self-esteem, I would say that it's confidence in yourself and your self-belief that you have. And also, I would also say that it's your self-love.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
that's nice. Well defined. Anyone else? Rashi, Abir, who wants to go next?
Okay, for me, understanding of self-esteem can be based on, as she mentioned already, self-love, self-respect, as in we as a human want to be respected, and we should give that same respect to ourselves as well as others.
Right. Okay, good.
I think self-esteem is the opinion and belief of ourselves about us. I think that.
Okay, that's nice. Is Chanchal there? Chanchal, are you there? She's still not come. Okay, no problem. Okay, first of all, self-esteem is basically how we see ourselves. Okay, so I would request you just to know that self-esteem, self-confidence, self-respect, they're three different terms. Okay, while explaining the other one, you have mentioned the the second term or the third term. That's okay, but they are terms which cannot be used interchangeably. Okay, but yes, self-esteem and confidence are two words which are correlated. Okay, so if somebody has a high self-esteem, the confidence builds up, and if somebody has good confidence, self-confidence, then automatically self-esteem also comes up. But now, where did this concept of self-esteem start? Okay, I'm not talking about the history, but I'm just talking about how, as in how were you shaped, or how this self-esteem came about. It started all in your childhood. Okay, so who all were surrounding us in our childhood? Basically our parents, our grandparents, or the teachers, the very initial teachers that we come across, right? Yes or no? So imagine, okay, this is literally imagine, because this world does not really exist, but imagine in Indian society it does not. Hi Chanchal, thank you for coming and switching on the camera. It was not good to see a blank screen on Chanchal. Okay, before I go any further, we are talking about the topic self-esteem. What do you understand of self-esteem, Chanchal? The others have already given a statement.
Okay, so self-esteem is basically how we do things, how we take things, and how we respond to it.
Okay, good. So this is what I was telling them. It is absolutely right. Can you mute yourself now? Yeah. So it is what do I think of my abilities? Okay. So I was telling them that self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-respect are three different terms, whereas self-esteem and self-confidence are connected. If one goes up, the other goes up automatically. Okay, like vice versa also. All right. So it was built in your early childhood only. Okay. So you were surrounded by your parents, your grandparents, or your initial teachers. Now, I was saying that a scenario, imagine a scenario where there were parents who had always encouraged you for everything. Okay, that's why I said in Indian society, that's a hypothetical scenario, but please imagine that the parents encouraged you with everything. So you were going naughty, you were troubling someone, and they were like, okay, it's their age, let them do it. And even if you did a very small thing and you took an effort of helping somebody when you were very, very young, probably a year and a half or 2 years, and you got something from the other room for somebody, crawling, maybe you did that. So, the parents are very, very open and very, very encouraging. How do you think your self-esteem would be? How do you think your
Very high.
Very high.
Okay, so at least you agree on that point. So if everybody around us is very highly appreciative and highly encouraging of you, if that kind of atmosphere is given to you, okay, so don't you think the self-esteem would be really high? Yes, it would be. But okay, now that was an hypothetical situation, right? Now what has happened to us is there have been people who have been, typical critical of all of us, even though they have loved us. even though, okay, so like I'm talking only probably say the grandmothers and all that. Okay, so now they will come and a baby, a newborn baby is there, you know, she is the grandmother and she'll hold the child and she'll be like, "Arey, bada sona bachcha hai," you know, and like typical Punjabis do, but nak jada lamba hai, ऐसे ऐसे कुछ कुछ कर देते हैं दादा दादी नाना नानी को, dadis or nannies, let me specifically mention, in Indian societies. Okay, so now what happens is, I know it is little funny, but such small things, they stay with us throughout our lives. Okay, so what has happened is now probably Rashi, can I, if you don't mind, on a public platform, how old are you? College going, right? Yeah, so 18, 19. So till now, no?
No, I'll be 23 this.
Oh, goodness, so that's a compliment. You don't look like one.
Thank you.
Okay, so still a college going student, even though she is 20 plus, but you know, she will, I'm sure she would have some childhood things like that, which are still there in her head, which probably some dadi or nani or some other lady of the neighborhood or somebody had said something to her. So we have grown all these years, but such things, they remain in our head. So why I'm talking about all this and all the okay, do you all understand the term conditioning? Yes, you know, we have been conditioned from the childhood. Okay, till now, who follows this? रात को nails नहीं काटने. कौन follow करता है? Thursday को सर नहीं धोना.
I do.
Yeah, you do. Okay, Chanchal still does. Okay, I'm not here to change the thought process, but I will definitely talk about it if you don't mind. Okay, my dad till date says the same thing. Okay, that you're not supposed to cut your nails on in the evenings. So one fine day, I just looked at him and I was like, Papa, throughout my childhood, you know, I have heard you literally for everything. Okay, but now just give me the logic. क्यों नहीं काटने हैं रात को nails? If you search Google also says there was a time when you know, there was not sufficient light in the house. तो इसलिए मना करा जाता था that you might end up, you know, probably hurting yourself. Yes, hurting yourself.
Yeah, I was also reading through that article. So not using scissors, not using
Yeah,
blades
not
and
using
all those
scissors.
stuff. So it was
Yeah.
due to lack of
light, absolutely. So the logic of the entire thing came from the idea that light nahi hai sufficient raat ko, तो then don't cut your nails, na, don't end up hurting yourself in some way. So otherwise ये क्या है? Conditioning. Okay, हमारे parents ने हमारे दिमाग में डाल दिया and वो हम follow करते जा रहे हैं blindly. It's not only our parents, it's basically the society. Okay, let me not say parents per se, let me talk about society. Okay, I have two examples, brilliant examples for this. Have you all seen elephant कैसे tied होते हैं? Elephant, एक पैर बंधा होता है elephant का with that लोहे की chain. Okay, and that chain is stuck with a लोहे का nail and that is dug into the ground. Okay, so एक बड़ा सा nail है, imagine. Okay, एक बड़ा सा कील है and उसके एक लोहे की chain लगी हुई है and that only 1 foot of an elephant is tied with that as a baby. Okay, as when the elephant is a baby. Now throughout the childhood उसको elephant को ऐसे बांधा जाता है, जब उसको घुमाने लेके जाते हैं, that is something else, घुमा के ले आए and all that. But if it is kept somewhere, as in the elephant is there in some shed or whatever, तो उसको एक पैर से हमेशा बांधा जाता है. So the younger elephant is very naughty. It wants to roam around, it wants to run around. तो उसको एक जगह पे रोकने के लिए they tie it. ठीक है? So now the younger elephant gets the idea कि मुझे बांधा जा रहा है. Now I can't go anywhere. वो try भी करता है उसको निकालने की, वो निकाल नहीं पाता है. Now the elephant has grown a full-fledged animal. Okay, now do you think कि उस elephant को एक पैर से बांध के रखेंगे nail से, वो नहीं निकाल सकता? Do you know how much an elephant weighs? वो एक बार जोर से पैर को हिलाएगा ना, so that entire nail would come out from the ground. But the elephant will never do that. Please, if you have not observed it till now, whenever you go to South India side, any side, or anywhere you see elephants, you must see elephants kaise tied up hote hain, just by one chain on one of the foot. Okay, so now the elephant is grown and the elephant is still not doing it. The answer is, it's conditioning. It's conditioning. Yes. From the childhood, the elephant has been told कि मेरे को ये chain से मैं बाहर नहीं जा सकता. And as a child, it tried also. ठीक है? As a baby elephant, it did try. लेकिन वो नहीं कर पाया. So उसके दिमाग में now it is built on. Now the conditioning has gone so strong that वो अब try ही नहीं कर रहा है. उसको पता है कि ये तो खुल ही नहीं सकती. ये chain कुछ नहीं हो सकती. Because it doesn't know that, मेरा weight इतना बड़ा है. मैं तो humans के comparison में, I'm so huge. If I just pull it, in one go, the chain is going to come off. So it doesn't want to try. And similarly, I have one good example. There is this lady, okay? She is making fish for her daughter. Okay, now the fish, she wants to make that fish, which is like complete fish banate hai na. Okay, I don't know if you're non-veg, but I don't want to create a picture in your head. But there are certain people who cook entire fish like that. Matlab starting from the head till the tail completely. Okay, now she's cooking the fish for the daughter. Okay, now what she does is she chops off the eye part, the head part, and the tail also. Okay, and it's a big pan, and she's making that, and she chops off these two portions. So the daughter says, Mama, I want to have it like the way they show it fancy in the TV and all those shows. I want the entire fish to be served like this. Why did you chop off the head and the tail? So then she kept thinking, and then she was like, actually, I am not sure, but my mother used to make it like that. So I have, learned it from her, and this is the way I know how to make it. So the daughter is very smart. Now she goes to the grandmother. Okay, she says, grandmother, nani, sorry, whoever it was. So Nani, tell me, why do you make it like this? Mama was telling me you taught her like that. So is there some logic? Matlab, wo portion kya edible nahi hota hai? Because I've seen it on TV. That portion is also edible. Why do you chop it off? So Nani also thinks that, oh, acha, theek hai. So then after some time she replies, beta, actually my mother taught me to make it like that. So then she gets all the more curious, and she has her great grandmother also living. So she goes to her great grandmother, and then she says, okay, whatever it is, par Nani. So Nani, tell me, why do you make it like this? And that great grandmother finally answers, beta, I used to have a very small pan. उसमें fish fit ही नहीं आती थी, तो मैं उसका head और tail chop करके बीच का portion cook करके खिला देती थी सबको. So I had a small pan, उसमें fit नहीं आ रही थी, मैं क्या करूं? So now, do you get it? Like, this is how conditioning is just being passed on from one generation to the other, to the third generation. And sometimes we don't even question it. Okay. The reason why I told you so much about conditioning and these examples was because हम life में बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी हम अपने childhood से carry करते जा रहे हैं, and knowingly or unknowingly, just because we should not disrespect certain elders of the family, we are doing certain things which probably we don't want to. Okay, so if you ask your instincts, you are very much against certain things. Okay, I will not talk about individually whoever whatever is doing, but everybody knows deep down that you are doing certain things which only we are doing because the elders or we should not disrespect them. But at the end of the day, you need to realize that you are an adult now at that stage of life where you cannot carry all this conditioning with you. If I keep carrying these conditionings with me, it's going to harm my self-esteem. Okay, it's going to harm how I look at myself, how I look at my abilities. So if when I was born, somebody said that iski nose lambi hai, and if I still till date keep it with me, to main kya karogi? I will not, every time I'm going to get dressed up and look at myself in the mirror, and I'll be like, oh, I look pretty. I wish I had a smaller nose, I wish bas itna sa hota mere mein. Otherwise I'm good. I'm good looking. And somebody is probably got the conditioning about color. Oh, I'm pretty, but I'm like Bipasha Basu pretty. I'm little like that. Why am I not fair like Karina? Why am I not like this? So it's not only about girls. I'm sure Abir has also gone through his own set of stories. Yes or no? So something or the other, everybody has. Okay. Conditioning also, it can be something like, why do you think they say that the infants, boys should wear blue and the girls should wear pink? Does anyone have any logic to it? Anyone? No, nobody has the logic. And actually it does not have a logic. The company started it as a marketing gimmick. Okay. So there are brands who started this logic so that they end up selling more of their stuff by saying this is for boys, this is for girls. So, people could not even share clothes so much. Oh yeah, I have had a boy now. You're giving me all girly clothes. When the child is that small, infant, okay, I'm really talking about few months old baby, it really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day you're making them wear rompers or t-shirts and shorts, which is common for boys and girls. But why did they start this, and why do we have this in our heads ki blue penana ya pink penana hai? I had a boy myself. I made him wear pink clothes. I'm bahut dil se, and I think I loved every bit of it. So big deal. Who says that this is not allowed? Okay, so it is all conditioning which happens. It is all the society which is giving, or probably the brands are making money out of it. So next time you follow any such thing, you please go into the Google, at least search a little. So Thursday क्यों नींद होते हैं बाल? Please tell me. Okay, people tell me. Okay, I'm not against anybody following the rules. No personal offense against if anybody is following these. I need to mention that on a public platform. But tell me something. Why can't we eat egg or non-veg on Tuesdays? Just on Tuesdays. Okay, Monday is also Shivji's day. Tuesday, they say it's Hanumanji's day. That's why you can't. Wednesday is Ganeshji's day. Thursday is Sai Baba. Friday भी कोई भगवान होते हैं ना, संतोषी माँ. संतोषी माँ.
Every day there is
Saturday
some or
is
other
शनि
god.
भगवान. Okay, संडे भी कोई भगवान होते होंगे. तो ट्यूसडे सिर्फ हनुमान जी क्यों बोलते हैं कि नॉनवेज मत खाओ? मुझे आज तक लॉजिक समझ में नहीं आया. क्यों ट्यूसडेज हम बाल नहीं कटवा सकते? क्यों ट्यूसडे सैलून्स आर क्लोज्ड? They are now closed because people have that conditioning कि ट्यूसडे को बाल नहीं कटवाने. तो सैलून्स आर ओनली मेकिंग प्रॉफिट कि सैटरडे संडेज देयर आर पीपल हु आर वर्किंग, तो उनके लिए सैटरडे संडे इज कंफर्टेबल, तो संडे तो ओपन करना ही करना है. सो वीकडे में बंद करना है, तो ट्यूसडे लोग इतने कंडीशनड है. ये सोसाइटी, इंडियन सोसाइटी ऐसी है. पीपल आर सो कंडीशनड, लेट्स टेक एन ऑफ ऑन ट्यूसडे. ट्यूसडे को कोई कटवाने तो आता नहीं है बाल. सो that is the logic people are following for even closing down the saloons on Tuesdays. So, but is there any logic for not having non-veg? If at all any one of you is following it, then I want you to go deep into it and figure out the logic and come back to me on this, please. Yes, Rashi, what are you following that doesn't come from the bottom of the heart? I mean, your instinct keeps telling you that this is wrong, but you're still following it. Tell me. कुछ तो होएगा.
I'm still figuring out, because I started asking my mom logic sort of everything, so she just gave me an answer, whatever is practically possible to you, so you follow that.
Okay,
So,
good point, Rashi. When I'm talking about all these logics, conditioning and all that, now I don't mean offend any of the elders of your family, please. Okay, now because you are in that stage of life, don't offend anyone, but
yeah,
at
no,
the
no.
same
So,
time, you be
yeah,
sure of why you're following it.
yeah, then
Yeah.
maybe definitely there are certain things everybody does, so I'm not able to recall as such,
Okay.
honestly.
Any one of you wants to share any incident that you've been doing and you know it is not to be done, or it is your gut or your instinct says it's not to be followed? Nobody? Abir, Nishiana, Chanchal, anyone?
No, I don't do. Actually, I go a lot with the gut and instinct. So if I feel no, I don't do it. I just
Very
don't
good.
go the way around.
Super proud of you.
Likewise.
Yeah, likewise. Okay, good. Chanchal, you seem newly married. I've seen you
Yeah.
with Pura, yeah. So okay, I hope there is nobody around that I can
No,
comfortably
no,
ask this.
You can.
So
I just got
so
married last month.
okay, congratulations. So
Thank you.
in this new house, people are making you do certain things that you probably don't want to.
In this
So she's
new,
sitting at a wrong place to answer all that, is it?
no, I'm alone right now.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not used to asking, so yeah, that is something I don't like. But I have to do that now, and I have to
Oh,
accept it.
that is again something
That
else.
is
The society says the woman needs to ask. The woman needs to ask before she picks up a glass of water. She has to ask 10 people. Okay, so I got married into a family where it was a big joint family, some 16, 17 people if I count in all. So when I had to pick up a glass of water, I literally had to ask everyone. Okay.
But by God's grace, I don't have such a big family
Oh, okay. She says, by
going
God's
with
grace.
me. Yeah.
No. Okay, by God's grace, Chanchal, whatever happened through me, that life journey brought me somewhere. Okay, great. No, that is just a joke.
Also, since we were discussing here, I just wanted to add a point if I could. Like,
Yes.
as a humanities students, we like for 3 to 4 years now, I have been learning to, deconstruct everything, may it be the normative society, may it be the academia and everything.
Yeah,
But at the same time, we are also, learning how to not to disrespect the other person. I mean, like, the
absolutely.
if even if I am not following my mom, my other family members in the family, they are
Absolutely.
definitely. And
Absolutely, Rashi.
if I'm supposed to ask her questions, so I must maintain that politeness
Mhm.
and respect towards the other person if I have to ask a logic behind it.
Absolutely, Rashi.
And yeah,
And
so
just give
that
me,
is what I'm gradually trying.
yeah, give me at least just, I think, 1 or 2 slides more, and I will come to that point. So whatever you said is absolutely bang on. Whenever we talk about all these issues, when we are talking about our own self-esteem, okay, it is basically you're introspecting your own self. Okay, so yes, you need to ask those logics, which is that you're just trying to understand the concept. So you are asking logic from your parents or the anybody elderly or the family, whoever it's following. But at the same time, Rashi, if your instinct says that you are not supposed to follow it, you figure out a way how you don't want to do it. Kind of convincing anyone else or convincing all the others that no, I don't agree with this and this should not be followed is not the right thing to do. Absolutely. So everybody has their own journey. Everybody is walking their own path. So somebody will have an evolution first, the other one will not have. Somebody will be on the path of awareness, the other one will completely not be on the path of awareness. So this is very, very true about any two humans who are in the same house and who are walking together or anything like that. So one might grow and the other might be on the same page 10 years back. Okay, so which is totally not in your hands. So yes, definitely do not disrespect anyone, but at the same time one should question. You've come all the way, you had that awareness that you wanted this course in life. Okay, that you had to do this course either offline, online, anyhow. You did have that much awareness. So once you've come to that awareness point, so you need to introspect more about your own self. Okay, so forget the world, let's just figure out who we are first, right? So similarly, that is why I was talking so much about self-esteem. So the people who have very, very high self-esteem, what do they look like? And people who have low self-esteem, this is what they look like. The ones with obviously high self-esteem will be highly confident. I told you confidence and self-esteem, they are correlated. They feel liked and accepted by people. They are proud of what they can do. They think good things about themselves. They believe in themselves. Whereas people with low self-esteem, they're always very, very critical about their own self. And where does it come from? Again, the conditioning, the society, however you were raised in the childhood. Some people really criticize you. Okay, siblings mein bhi bahut often hota hai. So I don't know how many of your siblings. I had two elder sisters. I have two elder sisters. Why I said I had was in the childhood, I was really compared. Okay, and I was the youngest one, and they say the youngest one is the most loving one and the pet of parents. No, sorry. In my case, it wasn't the case. So the eldest sister was always the parents' pet. Okay, so I was compared a lot. Okay, your eldest sister is this, the other one is this, why can't you do this? They both went into designing field, and I was told, why are you doing a BCom? Why are you doing an MBA? I mean, it's okay if I don't want to be into designing field. I want to study. I mean, it's okay. It's really okay. So you're being constantly compared with your siblings most of the time. So that is how you become critical also. Yeah. Am I doing something wrong? I mean, both my sisters are doing designing. क्या ये family designers की है क्या? Why do I have to become a designer? No, I don't want to become a designer. No, what is it with the girls and becoming designers? I want to study. Yeah? I am academically good. I want to go into the academics field. What is the harm in doing that, right? So this has happened like throughout my lifetime. And okay, why I was okay. Let's mention these first. these people with low self-esteem, they don't feel as good as the others. They think of all the times when they've failed rather than the times when they've succeeded. Okay, so if you have low self-esteem, you know what you'll do is you'll further lower it down by thinking of all those incidents. Oh, I could not even do this in life. Oh my God, I couldn't do this. Look at this person. Look at my friend. Look at my sister. They're so well, they're so well settled in life. I'm not able to do that and this and that. Okay, now I need to know individually, where all do you fall? Do you fall in the high self-esteem category, or do you fall in the low self-esteem category? Or somewhere in the middle? Okay, you need to answer, people.
I would say somewhere in between.
Somewhere in between, okay.
I'm in between.
In between, okay. That's a very safe answer, na? In between. There can be another answer which is possible. Rashi, Nishana, I need to have an answer.
Yeah, I would say currently I'm at the higher side of, I mean, not between, but a little higher. But
Okay,
I was at a point in low self-esteem. So I have done my personal journey. So I've left low self-esteem and I'm now progressing towards.
Okay, this is absolutely what I wanted to come at. One can never be at a high self-esteem and be there like all the time or whatever. It is really on the phases of life that you're going through. So I have gone through that point where I literally was at the peak, and then I came at the lowest level. Okay. So sorry. So that at that lowest point also, after coming from that peak to that lowest level, I have experienced a lot in life. And then again, it's the point where I am on this peak again. Okay, maybe not at the peak again. So I'm still trying to be there. So it is really dependent on what phases do you go through in life. Okay. So, okay, everybody goes through those. I will not say, as a woman, I know a woman's side of the story more, Abir, but I'm not taking away anything from a man's life. So, you are born with that kind of pressure that you have to, provide for the livelihood of a family. Acha padho, kaam karo. So are you from a service class or a business class? बिजनेस क्लास. चलो बिजनेस क्लास में एटलीस्ट ये तो सेट है ना. अदरवाइज सर्विस क्लास में प्रेशर और होता है, कुछ बनो कुछ बनो कुछ बनो. हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड फॉर द इनकम ऑफ द फैमिली, एंड व्हाट आर यू गोइंग टू डू, व्हाट आर यू गोइंग टू डू, लाइक दैट. सो द men have different kind of pressures. The women have a very different kind of pressures. So here, when the woman is married and she's supposed to have a child, and then a lot of things are happening, so many changes are happening. So everybody is going through their own phases in life. So it is not really possible that you are at a low point. If I can, from that lowest point, can come to the high point now, I believe all of you can. Okay, so Nishana is already working towards her complete personal grooming or in development enhancement or whatever, and she's saying that I am on the verge, probably I am on that steep, so I am climbing that mountain. And so everybody can. It's not that it's not possible to come to that point. Now I'm here to discuss all those points with you, that how exactly can you do that. There are certain things that we keep doing wrong to our own self without realizing. When I spoke about conditioning also, I mentioned this thing only, that you need to be aware of it and consciously keep telling yourself that, listen, these conditionings I need to let go. Okay, I need to leave behind with my childhood only. And if somebody has said something to me, okay, the conditioning especially related to me, I'm not talking about cutting nails and washing hair on Thursday. Okay, right now I'm talking about things that people have said to you. They have been critical about you in any particular way. Okay, so you need to let go of them. You need to tell yourself every day, I am amazing just the way I am. Okay. Now, whether it be like you're conscious of your looks, whether it be you're conscious of your intellectual self, whether you are conscious of your anything within you, okay, inside out, I mean, anything about you, it is how you behave or how you look. You need to know that you are amazing just the way you are. You need to accept yourself the way you are. Okay, there are mistakes that we do. What is it that we do? Okay, we keep on criticizing ourselves. We keep on focusing on our weaknesses, whereas we need to do just the opposite. We need to focus on our strengths. Okay, can these two, Rashi and Abir, are students. Okay, can you tell me strength in terms of any hobby that you have. Okay, somebody must be listening to music, somebody likes to listen to music. Okay, something like it really takes you to a different world, and you feel much more at peace. Some people are like that. Okay, somebody really enjoys cooking, right? So then they, just to change the mood, they're like, let me cook something, and wo fancy cooking ho rahi hai, wine dal rahi hai, kuch ho raha hai, things like that. And I want to have the meal with that candlelight dinner, and probably all alone. You should love yourself that much, to that level, that you want to enjoy that meal. You make it for your own self, and you are enjoying it all alone, and you don't need company also. Okay, there is no harm in company, but I'm just saying, love yourself to that extent. Okay, so first thing is that you need to focus on your strengths. Now, a lot of times what we do is we keep thinking of all the times that we failed. Okay, instead of doing that, if your self-esteem is not high, you need to raise it. You keep doing things that you are very good at. Okay, keep focusing on those things. See, Rashi, suppose you are studying right now. Okay, whatever course you're doing. But at the same time, suppose you did not perform very well. Okay, one day you come back home, you start gardening, or you listen to music, or you cook for your own self, and you focus on those areas where you're good at and what's making you feel peaceful. Would you feel good about yourself even after a bad day in college?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. So this is what we need to do. You find out what is that thing that makes you peaceful, that makes you feel good about yourself. Okay. So if I have a bad day in office, if I keep sulking the next half of the day also, I'll spoil the day for my family also, my husband, my child. I will spoil it. I'd rather look at all the bright things that have happened in my life. And I look at, okay, if I am fond of cooking, I'll probably start cooking. Then let's have fun. Yeah, whatever. Yes, the day was bad. Okay, I'll introspect about whatever went wrong also, so that I don't repeat that mistake. It's okay. But you need to focus on those strengths. And even if you think that is going to build on your career, if in case you're on the stage of building your career, then why not? Okay. So, okay, just a small example. I did my MBA specialization marketing. I think I did mention in the first session. One of the organizations gave me some work as a trainer. Okay, so they told me, this is a part of your job profile, that you will be training these people. Okay, so I was not sure of what I had to train them on, but they gave me all the material. I went through all that and I did that training, and people really seemed to enjoy it. And that was one day when I realized, oh my God, why am I sitting in a MNC? I'm not meant to be here. I am meant to be a trainer. Okay, I was getting a good package, trust me. I was enjoying that job, that salary, everything. But I just realized that that is not my forte. That job was not giving me that satisfaction, that smile after the entire day's work that I needed. What was happening to me in a corporate? It was like proper politics going on and all those things which generally most of the organizations experience. That one day I decided that I will do whatever is going to make me happy. I focused on my strength. Okay, just after that, sometime after that, I figured out that what is the course on this. Then I went ahead and enrolled myself. I did a 1-year course and I started literally from scratch again. I did not join any company, where personal reasons I could not. Then I started freelancing. I knew that I was very good at that particular thing. I started freelancing. I started working as a trainer freelance all the way. So it's just an example. I'm just trying to say, you need to focus on your strength. You never know that is going to make a career for you. Okay, so God knows what is it for you, to each one its own, but you need to figure out that, and that will give you that the peace that you deserve. Okay, another very important thing is you need to be kind to yourself. Okay, being critical is fine. Sometimes you need to figure out where are you going wrong. That's perfectly all right, but at the same time, you can't be so hard on yourself. Trust me, the entire world is there to do that. Yes, including your parents, including your spouses, including everybody is there to figure out your flaws. Okay, everybody will come up and say, yeah, Roshi, you don't talk politely. Yeah, Roshi, you didn't do this for me. Oh, you didn't do that for me. Excuse me, I am also here to live for my own self first. Okay, for my own self. So figure out what makes you happy, Be kind to your own self. Don't be hard to yourself. Okay, there will be people who will come and say, "Abhi yaar tu kabhi nahi padta hua dikhta. Sara time tu video game pe hota hai." You know, there will be people who would be doing that. Okay, I don't know if you are on video games. Just an example. So whatever. So generally boys are like that. So I assumed that you're on screen the whole day. तुमसे phone छूटता नहीं है, तुमसे ये tablets छूटते नहीं है हाथ से. तुम क्या पढ़ोगे, तुम क्या बनोगे life में? You know, a lot of people will come and do a lot of different kinds of things for you, but you should know at the end of the day your intention, you know, should be pure. You should know where are you heading in life. ठीक है, आपको खुद मालूम है आपको कहाँ से path create करना है. That is more than enough. Even if nobody is walking with you, nobody is kind of you know, supporting you in it, it's perfectly all right. Everybody comes here as an individual. They have to fight their own journey. They have to live their own journey, right? So second is that. Then also the same thing that Rashi was saying, we need to learn to be assertive. Okay, I will be talking about this in the next class also. Whatever next session I have with you is communication styles. Okay, I'll just very briefly right now tell you there are 3 major communication styles. The first is being aggressive. Okay, everybody understands the word aggressive, where somebody is very dominant on you and using, you know, pointing fingers and talking like that, and the body language is like completely all over you and very, very angrily. That is aggression. Okay, one is aggressive, second is assertive, and third is passive. Okay, anybody understands passive way of talking? Yes, what is passive?
Who does not talk at all. Sometimes they talk, sometimes they don't.
Absolutely. So it is more or less like that. Basically, we're just holding a white flag. Okay, if I am a passive communicator, now my dad comes and he says कि बेटा चलो बहुत जरूरी है, ये मेरे friend ने party arrange करी है, जाना ही पड़ेगा. I have an exam tomorrow. Okay, and I'm like अच्छा पापा, पर पढ़ाई आगे कर लेना, पढ़ाई हो जाएगी, पढ़ाई करती रहती हो सारा टाइम, चलो मेरे साथ. ठीक है, चलो party में चले गए. Then I came back. Now my friends have come. Now they are like, no, we have made this scene after so long. Roshi, you can't do this to us. Of course we are going. And I was like, listen, I have an exam. You know, I have a different course. You guys have a different course. I'll fail in this. नहीं. अभी तो party करना बहुत जरूरी है. आके पढ़ लेना. ठीक है, चले गए. So what did I want to do? I just wanted to study that particular day. But I went ahead with Papa. I went ahead with my friends. So I'm a passive communicator. Everybody comes and takes their share from me, as in I'm not putting across my own point. Okay. So, you know, aggressive, you know, passive. Now, what you should be is assertive all the time. Assertive does not mean you are expressing your point in an aggressive way. Assertive only means that you're putting across your point in an assertive, you say in an essay, assertive way. Okay. So it's like, I'm sorry, Papa. As much as I would have loved to go on this party with you, but I have an exam tomorrow and this is way more important than your party. I will be sitting here and studying. You know, how did I start the line that I'm so sorry, Papa? I did not disrespect him. Neither was I aggressive with them. But at the same time, did I put my point across? Yes, I did put my point across. So a lot of people जो passive होते हैं ना, उनको ये पता ही नहीं होता है कि this is a way, assertive भी कोई way होता है of communication, you know. So you need to put a point across. कई बार the stage of life you are in, तब भी आप passive बन जाते हो. Okay. So Chanchal, don't become passive. It's only been a month. Don't become passive ever. Okay. So लड़ना नहीं है, but at the same time, अपना opinion दबाना भी नहीं है. Okay, literally, that is what I want to say to to anyone in your shoes. Okay, so basically you will, it's not that आप suppress कर लो अपने आप को. Okay, so whatever you're going to put across, you have to say. Okay, I was teaching a teenager one day. Okay, now she tells me that she was bullied by some boys in the school. Okay, and she was a very passive communicator कि जिसने जो बोल दिया चुपचाप सुन लिया, मान लिया and all that. So one day she was bullied, the second day she was bullied by boys of elder classes. Okay, they were bullying her. एक दिन, 2 दिन, 3 दिन. 4th day she literally took off her shoe and she went ahead and she banged that guy and she came back. Okay, now why am I giving you this example is a lot of times the people who are passive communicators, they directly jump into aggression. Okay, so ये नहीं करना है. In case any one of you is a passive communicator, it's very important to come back to assertiveness. Okay, we need to become assertive in life. We need to put across our point, but in an assertive way. नहीं, ना तो हमें किसी को गुस्सा करना है और ना ही हमें किसी को मतलब in the wrong way कुछ भी statement बोलनी है. Okay, so we are just putting across a point, and a lot of people come here for sessions. I remember there was this girl. Now she was 30 plus. Okay, now she had a younger brother who was earning. She was well educated, but she was not doing a job also, and I think she had seen suitable matches and all. कुछ कहीं पे भी उसकी शादी की बात भी नहीं हुई थी. So she told me that I have 3 younger siblings. एकदम after her was the brother who used to come and taunt her a lot of times that ना तू शादी कर रही है, ना तू जॉब कर रही है, तू कर क्या रही है घर में. So one day I told her the concept of assertive communication, and I said, listen, I know he's your brother. I'm not telling you to be rude, but you need to get back to him and tell him that in an assertive way that it is my life, bro. Let me handle it the way I want. If I feel that if I find the right person, I will get married. I'm not going to get married in a hurry just because there are 3 more sitting in a line, or मैं कोई भी choose कर लूं and spoil my life. I will choose the person wisely. And if I feel the need ever, I will do the job, or I will not do it. Papa is paying for my expenses. You are not. Okay. You need to draw a boundary somewhere in life. You don't need to be rude, but yes, you need to draw a boundary. Sometimes we hear a lot of statements which we should not. Okay. In her case, she was hearing a lot of things from her own brother, who was probably just a year or 2 years younger to her, which is not the right way of talking. Okay. So we can be assertive with certain people in the own house only. Okay. That is a boundary that we need to draw. And trust me, this boundary will help you in a long way. In that particular moment, maybe people will curse you. Let them. It's okay. You should know bottom, down here, you should know inside of you, you should know that you're not doing anything wrong. You're just standing up for your own self. Okay. And standing up for your own self is never wrong. Please know that. Okay. I am trying to make this session as dramatic as possible so that you people understand the importance of standing up for yourself. All right. Okay. And also in India, very, very important, we need to, at least the women, we need to learn to say a no. Okay. We need to know when to say a no. It is the similar thing as what I said about setting a boundary, that you need to say a no. Okay. On a lot of things, people expect unexpected things from you, and they will say, nahi, expectation to nahi thi, par ye to aapko aana chahiye tha beta, ye to aapko karna chahiye tha. Okay. So you should know when to say a no. Now, I don't want to go on this topic any beyond that. Okay. Another important thing is learn to identify and also challenge your negative beliefs. Is there any negative belief that you have? Any one of you who wants to share here? Then we will challenge it. Anyone? No? Anything that you have been telling yourself since years, or some negative belief about your own self that, ye to main bilkul nahi kar sakti. Something like that. No?
I had it.
Yes.
I'm a very picky eater, I would say.
Okay.
So just before last month, I used to not have any vegetables, and now
Okay.
I'm having it every day.
Okay. This was actually a good.
I was actually like that. I cannot do it no matter what, no matter what, and I just did it. I don't know how.
Okay, you kind of did it because you did not want to disrespect the elders over here in the new house. And
Yeah,
yeah,
it
maybe.
was good. I think it's good for my health also. So now I've kept
Absolutely,
it.
Janchal. I was just about to say this. Had you not mentioned green vegetables or vegetables, had you said something else, then maybe I would have told you that no, you need to set a boundary, you need to do this. But it's about vegetables, so it is at the end of the day, it's only helping you.
Helping me, right?
Yes,
I did it.
it's going to help you, your skin, your body, everything. Okay, so please eat, keep eating green
Doing
vegetables.
that. Thanks.
Abir, you want to talk about something? I think you were trying to unmute yourself. Any negative belief?
No, ma'am.
No? Pakka? ठीक है. All right. Okay. So all this I just wanted to mention this also. Sometimes what happens is that we keep sitting in our comfort zone. Okay. And we are not really ready to move out of it. Okay. But a lot of times, once we move a little out of it, that is when we realize that the actual learning or the growth happens over there only. Okay. So some very small example, like suppose if any of us doesn't know swimming, okay, if I keep sitting at my home and I'm like, हाँ इन छुट्टियों में पक्का I will learn swimming, पक्का I will go, घर बैठे बैठे I keep making promises, हाँ जी मम्मा पक्का I'll go, पक्का पक्का होगा होगा होगा, इस समझ नहीं हुआ कोई बात नहीं, next समझ होगा. So if I keep sitting in that comfort zone till the time I don't jump into the pool, will I ever learn swimming? No, of course I can't, you know. So basically this swimming example, you know why I'm giving, because I generally give it saying, now suppose you have a costume with you, you go and every day for 1 hour you are just standing in the shallow water. Okay, 3 feet shallow water होगा. अगर if you have a lot of fear of water, एक हफ्ता shallow में सिर्फ 1 घंटा खड़े होके आ जाओगे, don't you think वो fear थोड़ा सा कम होगा? Fear of water kuch to kam hoga. So even if people are looking at you, big deal, you're just standing in shallow. Okay. And you stand there every day for 1 hour. In 1 week's time, trust me, the fear will come out. So basically what have you done? You've come out of your comfort zone. At least you have gone into the pool and you are right now in your fear zone. Shuru mein, before going to the shallow also you'll make excuses. नहीं ना वो costume tight हो गया है, अच्छा नहीं ना मुझे ट्यूब नहीं पहननी, आई फील एम्बैरेस्ड, वहां पे छोटे बच्चे आते हैं तो फिर मम्मा बोलेंगे अच्छा इस टाइमिंग में मत जाओ, उस टाइमिंग में चले जाओ बच्चे. You know, go at a time when the adults are there, don't go at a time when the kids are there, something some excuses we'll keep doing. So that is your fear zone. Basically we are giving excuses to our own self. Nahi, at this age I can't learn swimming, yaar, it is not possible. At this age or whatever age, there is no stopping you from learning anything in life. Trust me. At 70, 80 also people are doing wonders. There, somebody brought up the concept of KFC also at what, 70 plus? He was 70 plus when the idea of the KFC started. Okay, so 70 plus people to retire and they don't want to live further. And that guy was so brilliant, he came up with the KFC idea. Okay, so now from this fear zone, then only the learning would happen. So in the next week, maybe I would want to walk it up a little bit in the deep. Okay, and then the trainer has seen me standing there for 1 week, a coach and swimming coach, and he comes to me and do you want to learn swimming? Can I help you with it? Or I have probably gone to the coach, and so then I start learning and finally the growth happens. Okay, if I keep sitting in my comfort zone, nothing will happen. I will not grow beyond that point. Okay, so get yourself little uncomfortable, get yourself out of the comfort zone. You know, when I teach this to kids, I generally give them that example. Okay, there is this boy who is calling his mama, okay, and mama is in the kitchen and he non-stop is irritating mama, 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 and then mama gets very irritated. She says, I'll slap you one more time, you call my name. 2-5 minutes चुप हो जाता है, उसके बाद फिर से शुरू हो जाता है, mama, mama, mama. Now mama says, no, one more time you call me, na, I'm going to literally slap you. So he says, mama, चांटा मारने आओगे ना, एक गिलास पानी ले आना. So basically kids are doing that. I give this example to kids because they're just sitting in their comfort zone. You know, unless you get out of your comfort zone, you'll never, never, ever learn anything in life. So it's very, very important to get up from there, move your ass and do some work. All right. Okay. Everybody understands the concept of what is empathy? Yes. I think we did discuss this when we were discussing etiquette, that is being in somebody's shoes. This was left, but do you understand the difference between empathy and sympathy? Yes, it's literally what it is there in the slide. Like in sympathy, you're sorry to someone. So somebody has just suffered a loss of somebody in the family. So, you know, you're like, okay, I understand your pain. I'm so sorry that you are in pain, but you know, you are away from it, far away from it. Empathy is that you're feeling that pain. Okay. Say it's say probably my very close friend's grandmother expired. Okay. Now I had met her a lot of times and she used to really love me also. So when I say that I'm literally crying with her. So I am being empathetic. I'm feeling that pain with her. Okay. Whereas if probably I understand that my friend is in pain, so I'm just feeling bad. You know, I'm so sorry that you're in pain. That is sympathy. Okay. So this is something that I just wanted to tell you. And yes, it is very, very important to be empathetic in life, because if you're not empathetic, one, you cannot follow the right etiquette also to understand what is the other person feeling. But also when we are talking to somebody, the conversation also gets much better. You need to know that everybody, wherever they're coming from, they also have their own story. We tend to judge people very often, and very quickly. So whenever we meet somebody, we just start judging the person the moment we see the person for the first time. You need to know, yaar, वो कहाँ से आ रहा है, वो कहाँ से आ रही है, उसका भी अपनी कोई लाइफ हिस्ट्री, कोई स्टोरी होगी. Maybe the way she is behaving, even if somebody is shouting at me, I can just react back. Okay, what is the difference between reaction and response? Anyone?
Reacting is like without even thinking logically, we are just reacting to the situation. Responding is analyzing it and then.
Absolutely, Nishania. Oh, sorry, Nishiana. Nishiana, absolutely right. Reaction is immediate thing, and it is negative. Okay, so if somebody has been shouting at me, I can react in minutes, but it takes a lot of awareness and growth here to just listen to the person and kind of be aware. Acha, I think this person is shouting because he himself lacked love in the childhood, या उसको वो सब नहीं मिला है, या he's just probably just jealous of my situation right now. To understand that that person also has a story, that is what is being empathetic. That is what reaching that awareness level is, literally. So you're not kind of immediately reacting to people, on whatever they're saying, and not judging them for what they are doing. It is just trying to understand them better. All right. And also we need to remember that there are different points of view always. Okay. So no matter what you're talking about, everybody will have a different perspective on it. So we just need to respect that fact. It's not necessary that you and your friend, or you or your spouse, everybody is going to be on the same page always. Why? When you got married, was the Pandit saying this also, ki aapki thought process bhi hamesha same rahe? That is not possible, right? So you can never be on the same page. And with parents, though, it is just not possible, because there is a generation gap. Okay, so always remember that. So before fighting with your parents, also just remember they don't know better. Okay, so whatever they did their best. Okay, so agar aapke generation ke hisab se wo kam hai, so don't think that they did less. They did whatever the best they could. All right, so remember that the point of view will always be that much different. All right. And also, how can you become more empathetic in life is by becoming a better listener. So I think I mentioned once, there is a difference between hearing and listening, right? So we don't need to hear, we need to listen to people. Okay. And active listening is physical plus mental process, where you're actually comprehending whatever people are saying. And hearing is what we do in colleges. Teachers aake lecture dekhi gayi. Okay. Okay, only Abir and Rashi could have that face. Good. बहुत lecture सुन लिए मैम, और नहीं सुने जाते. Okay. Okay, that's
Not
about,
always, but sometimes. Yeah.
yes. Okay, that's about self-esteem. Is there any doubt on self-esteem, conditioning, anything that you need to, okay, I think I forgot to mention one point is, there is a book called The Hi-Fi Habit by Mel Robbins. It's a very good book. If you catch hold of it, please do read. What she tells is, what she wants to guide us to do is, she says that every time you do something good, you look at yourself in the mirror and give a high five. Okay, so basically you do that with friends on fun. Oh yeah, I did it. You do it with friends. Why not buck your own self up? Okay, so the logic of it is, every day, I'm sure all of you spend at least 5 minutes in front of the mirror. Yes. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, if you want your self-esteem to rise, you need to give yourself positive affirmations. One of them I mentioned, I am amazing just the way I am. Why I'm saying this again and again? I am amazing just the way I am, because whatever you think is lacking in your own self, okay, that needs to go from here. Okay, then only will you be able to perform better. Okay, maybe I am a little healthier than the others. So what? You know, I am good at this, I'm good at that, I'm good at this. So I am amazing the way I am. I love the way my body is. I love the way I look. I love the fact that I have a lot of gray hair, which I get colored. Okay, that is an option. Okay, whatever. So just give yourself positive affirmations. Okay, which you need to decide on certain things that you feel where you are lacking, and try to give yourself positive affirmations about those. Okay, look at yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself, I know you can do it. You're so capable, you can do it. Just say all this to yourself 5 minutes in a day. Look at yourself in the mirror and say it loudly. You're not doing anything wrong. Don't start laughing. अगर हंसोगे भी तो एक दिन हंसोगे, 2 दिन हंसोगे, कब तक हंसोगे? Third, fourth day, get used to of it. You are the most important person you are talking to. They say that there is a study. कितनी self talk करते हैं हम. The thing that self talk that we probably don't even get it out of the system. We do it all over here. That self-talk is so important for it to be positive in life, because that is the one which is affecting us the most. It is affecting the way we are behaving in an everyday situation. Okay, so अगर मैं दिन रात अपने आप को ये बोलती रहूंगी, मैं तो capable ही नहीं हूँ, मेरे से तो कुछ नहीं होगा, मेरे से तो कुछ नहीं होगा, do you think I'm going to succeed in anything I do in life? नो, बिकॉज मैं अपने आप को सेल्फ टॉक ही सारी नेगेटिव दे रही हूँ. सो अगर मैं अपनी सेल्फ टॉक ही सारी पॉजिटिव कर लूं, अगर मैं नॉन स्टॉप अपने आप को पॉजिटिव एफर्मेशंस दूं, तो क्यों नहीं होगा अच्छा मेरे साथ? क्यों नहीं होगा? राइट? Whatever you people are looking for, whatever you people want to achieve, keep that in mind, and then just keep looking at yourself and visualize your dream. And everybody understands manifestation, right? So keep manifesting whatever you feel like. So keep visualizing it. खुली आंखों से सपना देखो बोलते हैं ना. Literally visualization is that. If I want to see myself, I think I shared it in one of the classes. If I want to become a life coach further, and I have just enrolled myself, I'll be studying for another year along with this job. I just keep imagining myself as a life coach. I'm probably giving a session to, thousands of people online together. And then there are people who are coming in my specialization classes. I keep visualizing all that. I'm trying to help people. This is something that I always dreamt of, and this is something that this was my dream. Why don't you visualize your own dream? Who's stopping you from achieving those dreams? But yes, if you say that I'm just visualizing, sirf dream kar rahe ho aur uspe kuch effort nahi daloge, to then obviously nothing will happen. Manifestation happens by visualization, yes, but you need to take that effort also. ओके, सो अगर मैं बैठे बैठे बोलती रहूं बन जाऊंगी और मैं एनरोल भी नहीं करूंगी कोर्स के लिए, तो मैं नहीं बन सकती. सो यू नीड टू टेक द राइट स्टेप्स आल्सो, राइट? yes, okay. Is the self-esteem topic okay, or do we need to still talk about it? Good, everybody's good. Okay, now I'll jump to conflict resolution. Okay, now these conflicts we can talk in terms of corporate also. Nishana, where are you working?
Yeah, I work for Oracle, sir, now.
But is it, it's you are an IT person, is it?
IT.
Okay, so is it work from home or
Currently, yeah, work from home from the last 3 years.
And what are you working as?
Product owner.
Product owner. Oh, very good. That's nice. Okay, so I generally do this topic thinking in terms of corporates or as a personal level also. So we will try to mix both the things here. But if it is work from home, then let's do it more as per the crowd here. So whatever people would like to know. Okay, now tell me, what do you think conflicts are? Are they a very constructive thing or are they destructive?
Destructive.
Always destructive, Chanchal?
If there are conflicts, I mean, depends.
मतलब conflict का मतलब ही
नहीं,
destructive.
मतलब it depends on the person, no, how they're taking it.
Depends how
Positively,
they're taking it.
negatively. Yeah.
You tell me about yourself. Let's not talk about any third person. Let's talk about you. So you
conflicts.
probably fought with your own parents or anybody here in the new house. You think it's always destructive?
No.
Okay, suppose you recently, okay, God forbid, recently you fought with your husband. Okay, you think it's destructive?
Not really. It will help us basically to grow, to think likewise.
This is what I wanted to come at. Anybody else wants to add? Abir, who all have you fought with?
No one, I think.
I'm not talking about hatapai. I'm not talking about literally slapping and slamming someone. Yeah. Yes.
No one, I think, ma'am. No,
Never.
never, not ma'am. But ma'am, in recent years, ma'am, no violence or something like that.
Okay. Rashi, any opinion on it?
No opinions as such, but yeah, fighting here doesn't only mean violence as such at times.
No, I was actually not talking about violent fights or whatever.
Yeah, so
When
we
I'm
do,
talking about
I mean,
conflicts,
yeah,
I mean conflict of interest.
for me, I have had fights with like at home with like my family members at times, maybe in college or with my
With
classmates. So
friends.
yeah.
Yes. So you think they have always proved to be destructive in nature?
Uh, it depends. Some of them were, while others weren't, because I don't know. Yeah, some of them resulted in a good way. Some did not. So
Okay. Nishiana, you want to add?
Yeah, I would say not every time it's destructive because you get insights from conflicts at times. It could be constructive as well.
Absolutely.
And I
This
think
is- I just wanted to come to this. Okay. Suppose I'm not only talking about corporates here. Okay. I'm talking about very general conflicts. Okay. This is a technical definition. Let's not go into that. हम Three Idiots नहीं देख रहे, हम machine की definition नहीं करेंगे. ठीक है? Everybody remembers Three Idiots? No? Machine की definition याद है? बताओ राशि जल्दी से. Okay, no. Okay, conflicts is not always destructive, because a lot of times, Chanchal, even suppose I gave the example of you fighting with your husband. Okay, now if in the last 1.5, 2 months, you probably talk very less, okay, and you kept on penting up those emotions. He said something you did not like. He did something you did not like. And then you kept quiet. Ki nahi, mama ne sikhaya hai, value system hai hamara, bolna nahi hai. The girls are not supposed to say it. They have to be quiet. They need to suppress it. Girls को चुप रहना चाहिए, लड़ाई नहीं करनी चाहिए, right? ऐसा सिखाते हैं हमारे value system में, Indian society में. Okay, it's not about you. This is what generally our society is made up of. ठीक है? And लड़ाई नहीं करनी. But instead, if one day you choose to just talk to him and you tell him that, listen, I know I am new into this house. I'm trying with all my heart to adjust into this house. But at the same time, there are certain things that you say which have hurt me, certain things that you've done that I don't appreciate. Okay, is it bad to have this conversation, even if this leads to a little bit of fight? But at least from the next time, will he not be aware that, oh yeah, my wife feels bad at this, I don't think I should be doing this? Is it not important for him to understand your feelings? Yes or no?
Definitely, yeah.
Yes, it is. Okay, now this was a very personal affair, but if we just see it from probably a corporate point of view, okay, now let's say Nishiana and her colleague, they have got some project. Okay, now she's a product owner, the other person is something else, and these two have very different perspectives in life. Now they have been given this project, and they've been told to discuss with the boss. Okay, now the points that Nishana is going to bring up and the other person will bring up are very, very different. There are different departments, different perspectives altogether. So one thing can be she can fight. No, boss, I have been working in this organization for last 5 years. I know better than you. Okay. One thing is that she can just constantly be on her point and then fight over it. The other thing can be that she is aware enough to understand, यार ठीक है, मुझे इसका point बहुत logical नहीं लग रहा, but let me give it a chance. Let me just listen to her. Okay, maybe she does have a point. Maybe I will learn something new. I am, only thinking from an IT point of view. Maybe this person has a different perspective to it, a different logic to it. That can be one of the, probably awakening from this conflict. Yes or no? Yes, it can be. So this is one way of looking at it. It can be constructive only if you want it to be. Okay, yes, but at the time when our egos are clashing, that is the time when we don't want to listen to all this gyan. Okay, so if it is a personal fight or it's a fight in the office, that time she will feel, यार आई एम अ सीनियर, 5 साल से मैं काम कर रही हूँ, ये अभी आई है 1 साल से और ये अपना ओपिनियन लेके बैठ गई है, मैं क्यों सुनूं इसकी बात? Okay, that is the first thing that happens. egos come in between. Okay, I mean, no personal offense. I'm not talking about you. I was just giving an example. Okay, so but that really happens. What we do is we get our egos in between rather than understanding the situation more. Okay, so now what are we going to do is we are going to think about all those, discuss all those ways how we can deal with these conflicts. Okay, now whether it be a corporate situation or be it a situation at home, even if we are fighting with our parents, Rashi, Abir, okay, we can still think of these points. Okay, first and foremost is whatever goes in wrong in your life is not somebody else's fault. Okay, you need to remember that always. ठीक है, अगर पापा ने जबरदस्ती तुमको बीकॉम नहीं करने दिया और डिजाइनर बना दिया तो वो पापा की गलती नहीं है. ठीक है, पापा ने फोर्स किया था मुझे. अगर मैं जबरदस्ती वो ले लेती और मैं वहां फेल हो जाती बिकॉज इट वॉज जस्ट नॉट ऑफ माई इंटरेस्ट, तो वो गलती किसकी होती? It was my mistake. Okay, if I would have done that. So first and foremost thing is you need to stop blaming others. Okay, we very conveniently and comfortably we put the entire blame ki tokri on others. यार मेरी life मस्त होती, पापा ने इस घर में शादी करा दी, अब मैं क्या करूं? Okay, so anything like that. Okay, पापा ने जबरदस्ती ये कोर्स करा दिया, मम्मा ने फोर्स किया, ये हुआ. I can do that my entire life, you know. Okay, there was a time in my life when I got married to this joint family and I could not work for some time, and then I had a baby also very early. So I can blame the entire family, you know. उसने ये बोला, ऐसे हुआ, वैसे हुआ, situation was not such. Or I could have thought of options for my own self. It took me very long to understand these things. Out of experience, it has come. Now it's been really long. So now I can really relate to it, that how silly of me that, you know, I was blaming others all this while. Why was I blaming others? If I want my life to be productive, I need to work on it. You know, I can't be doing this कि मेरी मदर इन लॉ की गलती थी, ये मेरे पापा की गलती थी, उन्होंने ये करा मेरी लाइफ में, उन्होंने वो करा मेरी लाइफ में. And our bosses, our poor bosses. Okay, so bosses can be good also. Touch wood, I have realized working here, Dr. Shani is an amazing person and who has always been very, very supportive of a lot of things. Okay, so but in a lot of MNCs, I've had amazing bosses in the sarcastic way. Okay, and I know how bosses really work. Okay, so we can't be blaming the boss or the parents or anyone in life. You need to take charge of your own life. No matter what you want to do with it, it's only you who can decide what is to be done. Okay, so stop blaming others and take action towards the right thing. Okay, and okay, this is the body language. I'll come on the next point. One thing is that. Second thing is, whenever you're fighting with someone, I'm sure in the heat of the moment, we don't realize it, but it is very, very important that you do not talk to somebody in that tone or with that conflict with people around. Okay, very important. So whether it's in a corporate culture, when you're having a fight with someone, you can definitely tell the person that, listen, if you don't mind, let's go to my cabin, or let's go there and discuss the point there. I don't want to discuss with 10 people around. In the corporate culture also you can do that. At home also you have the liberty of saying that. Okay, so in the house also you should make sure at least the kids are not around. If you're fighting with your husband, you're fighting with somebody else, you're doing anything, you know, I'm sure your parents also take care of all such things. But इतनी पुरानी शादी हो जाए ना तो वो बोलते हैं बच्चे आ जाओ, मेरी टीम में कौन है, मम्मा की टीम में कौन है, पापा की टीम में कौन है ना. तो फिर लड़ाइयां ऐसी हो रही होती हैं, है ना राशि? Yes. Yes. Okay. It is very, very important not to insult the person. So how can you not insult the person is basically you can't humiliate the person in public. Public is not necessarily public outside public. It can be the other people in the house also. Okay. So if you have to discuss something very important, you should really do it in a particular corner in a separate room. Okay. And as I said, in the joint family, I learned a lot. So there were fights which were happening and there were 10 people around, and it has given me so much awakening in life that Chanchal, I'm glad I have grown from that phase. Okay. So a lot of things you learn in life with experience, and this is really one of them. Okay. Yes. What next? Yes, this is one thing that we don't remember always. Whenever we are in a conflict with someone, our voice, our volume really goes high. And sometimes, you know what we tend to do? The higher the volume means, I'm going to prove my point better. Hota hai? No, you keep quiet and listen to me. How dare you say all these things to me? You know, ये एक volume automatically और raise होती जाती है.
Dominating others.
Yes, dominating others. The aggression comes in. इतना aggression आ जाता है, इतना amazing aggression आ जाता है उस time पे, और ऐसी ego clashes हो रही होती हैं that ये points याद नहीं रहते हैं. But that is the whole point of teaching you this dealing with conflicts, is that you need to remember this. You need to be aware enough or conscious in that particular moment. Everybody understands the meaning of being mindful? Yes. Okay. What is being mindful? Rashi, Abir?
Okay, so I recently started reading a small book on mindfulness. So that is how.
Please let me know if there's a book on it. I would love to read.
Oh, so that was actually a small pocket book. It had many illustrations, so I'm always drawn with illustrations, and
So nice.
mindfulness I was actually looking forward for. So I got that book, and it's basically whatever you're doing, maybe if you're walking, if you're eating, if you're speaking, be aware to, if I technically say, be aware of what you're doing. Even if I
Absolutely.
say a word right now, even if I do all of my actions right now, so I have to be aware of everything. Like I have to feel it within my tone, the type of vocabulary I use, my body language, everything.
Absolutely, Rashi.
It
I love
includes
the way
breathing
you
as well.
explain also.
So
It's also
it
in the
includes
mindful manner.
breathing as well. So you have to, I don't know, I've been
Yes, no.
trying.
It is perfectly all right. In fact, the example generally I give of being mindful is, it's like you're walking on grass barefoot. एक अलग सी feeling आती है ना grass पे चलने पे, and you're doing nothing and just feeling that. ठीक है? Remove your footwear and you're barefoot, you're walking on grass. That feeling that you're getting, you're just feeling it. It's the same thing. Being mindful in any moment. Okay, so you should be mindful all the time. Like it's okay that some conflict of interest happened and you've you are fighting with somebody, that conflict is going on, but you can still be that mindful that, listen, even if our opinions are not matching, the the basic thing, the least of the things that I can do is I can keep my volume down. Okay, that much we need to tell ourselves. We need to be that much aware, no matter who we are fighting with. Okay, whether it's a fight going on in the family, whether you're standing in a corporate. Okay, somebody, if you're fighting with your colleague and suddenly the boss comes, how come the volume goes down then? So you do understand, इसके सामने नहीं करना है, तो then why can't we be aware of that much कि इसके पीछे भी नहीं करना है. Similarly in the house, आप रूम में लड़ रहे हो, कोई elderly walks in, तब आप एकदम से चुप हो जाओगे, नहीं नहीं पापा कोई लड़ाई नहीं हो रही, नहीं नहीं हम तो बात कर रहे थे पापा. बात बढ़ गई, बहस हो गई. So this is what is generally the answers given to us, but we need to be a little more conscious that you maintain a calm and a soft voice. It's okay to have different point of views, but it's not okay to raise your volume. Okay, and also sometimes we need to know this, that where to draw that line. If we are going on and on and on, if it becomes an ego issue, मैं बोलती जा रही हूँ अपना point, I am putting across my point, that कैसे नहीं सुनोगे, मैं बोल रही हूँ ना, सुनना पड़ेगा. So sometimes you need to stop speaking so much and start listening, because once you start listening, that's when you realize that the others might have a better point, but हमारी ego इतनी बड़ी होती है that we are not ready to accept. Okay, कि यार ये भी सही बोल सकता है, the other person can also might just have the right opinion on certain things. It's very important to know that. Okay, another important thing is to separate the person and the issue. Okay, what happens is, अगर किसी ने कुछ गलत किया था पहले, तो हमारा ना एक already वो चल रहा होता है mindset, यार ये बंदा हमेशा ये चीज गलत करता है, हम वो उस issue को उसके साथ चिपका के रखते हैं, whereas we need to separate them. Okay, next time something else also happens, यार this person is always wrong, I know, Okay, even if that is the case with somebody like a mother-in-law, mother-in-law is always wrong. Even if probably poor woman did not do anything wrong, but हमारे दिमाग में बैठा हुआ है यार ये तो हमेशा ही गलत होती है. Okay, something like that. We should not attach the person with it, and this is very important. Okay, suppose Abir, you want to start a business, okay, and you've gone to Papa, and Papa is in a very bad mood already. Is that the time to talk to him about investment? Papa पैसे दे दो? No. Exactly when you are in a fight with someone, you should know when to time out. Okay, like अभी बहुत गुस्सा हो रहे हैं, अभी कोई बहुत प्रॉब्लम है, अभी मेरे से ऑलरेडी लड़ रहे हैं किसी बात पे, और उसी में मैं अपनी और बात बोल दूं, अच्छा एक और काम था यार, थोड़ी सी इन्वेस्टमेंट कर देना, मैंने एक नया बिजनेस प्लान किया है. Is that possible? No. So at a point when the conflict is taking very dirty turns, and you're being so mean and rude, you need to know that अब ना, now the point that we were talking about, हम उससे बहुत digress हो गए हैं. So we need to stop it here and then get back to the same person with a calmer mindset. Okay.
Could
So
be taking petrol to a fire station. Oh,
yes,
to a fire.
Fire, absolutely. डालो तेल, आग में और तेल डालो, बढ़ेगी बेटा, कम नहीं होगी. Exactly. So that you need to know when to time out. तेल डालना बंद करो. ठीक है? Cool. Okay, another very important thing, this is more from the corporate perspective, that you need to avoid forming gangs, like papa mummy especially do. Like I just said, ये बच्चा तो मेरी side है, ये बच्चा तो मेरी side है, अब लड़ाई कर लो, like that. Okay, in corporates people generally do that. So it's a small team and one person will take help of 2-3 people कि हाँ यार this person did wrong to me, वो भी वहां से दूसरी अपनी team बनाने लगेगा. There's no point. So at the end of the day, the very fact जो organization की होती है to work together and to work towards the common goals, that is lost somewhere. So I don't think it's a very good idea to do. Stop forming those gangs. You rather talk to the person directly who you fought with in a calmer mindset, that listen, I'm sorry for whatever happened, but this was my point and I agree with yours also. Something like that. Finish it off. Okay. Another very important thing, you stop getting all the bottled up arguments. Okay, last time भी तूने यही किया था, तू हमेशा यही करता है, तेरी तो साथ प्रॉब्लम ही यही है, तूने ये भी गलत किया, तूने वो भी गलत किया, तूने ये भी गलत किया, and पुरानी सारी बातें लाके भी just throw it right there on their faces, which is again not a very good thing to do. This is something which we do very, very often. At least in the personal issues, we do it so often. Last time also you did not behave right with me. We went to this party, तब भी you fought. वहां पे भी तूने ऐसे किया था, यहाँ पे भी ऐसे किया था, यहाँ पे भी ऐसे किया था. तो हम सारी पुरानी बातें निकाल देते हैं, which is not the right thing. We should deal with the current issue, whatever is happening. And this is the last of all. We need to mind our body language. When I'm doing this and fighting with someone, you better watch your words. And then it's not sounding nice, right? It is not sounding nice. You need to talk, okay, back off and then talk, maintain a distance. Volume and this body language makes a lot of difference. Okay, so there are some do's and don'ts of body language, but okay, after the end of this conflict thing, the only thing that I want to tell you is you need to ask yourself these questions. Even if it's a personal fight or a fight in the office, you need to know who will benefit from this. Who will benefit? आज आपने लड़ लिया अपने friend से, suppose, let's not even say a personal thing, you fought with your friend, you won that argument, okay? But did you win in life? You probably lost that friend in life, by just one argument, because वो ego हमारे लिए इतनी important थी that I wanted to win this argument that I forgot about my entire friendship of so many years. I lost that friend. So at the end of every fight or whatever the fight is going on, you need to remind yourself of these questions. Who will benefit from this argument? What will be the cost? The cost was that friendship. What is at stake? If you win, are you really winning it? Can I let go of my ego? Can I accept my mistake? Can I give up? These are the questions we need to ask whenever we kind of indulge into a conflict. These are very, very important. Something that we need to know and remind ourselves every day. So I think I will stop here. Is there anything that you need to know, or is there anything that you want to discuss? I'm more than open. Yes. Is there anything that we need to talk about in this presentation? Any doubts or anything like that? I'm so sorry, I rushed a little in the end, but it was very general. But these are certain things that we need to know. This will also come to you in the form of a PDF. Sorry, I got little delayed in sending the tea and the dining, but I think all of you would have got it by now. Yes. So I'll send this also tomorrow morning itself. All right. And you can go through it. And if there is anything that you want to discuss, I'm more than open. Yes? No? Everybody's good with the idea of conflict? Yeah? Okay. Any experiences that you want to share? I'm more than open. I think today actually the class was supposed to be taken by Masha, but she's little unwell. So I took this beforehand. Next class will be Masha's. Then after that, I'm taking a class. So we will talk about communication styles and a little more. So we can discuss it then also. Okay. Anything, any particular incident also you want to discuss, any particular fight also you want to discuss, I'm more than happy. How we could have made it better, how we could have avoided that fight, or even if we could not avoid that fight, what is the best we could take out of it? You know, something like that. All right. Then it's a bye for today. I hope we have learned something good from this session and there was a good takeaway, because all of you are very active participants and I love that about this group.
Yeah, it was a wonderful session. God.
Wonderful session. Okay. I'm so happy to hear that.
It
So
was
I'm feeling good as a trainer.
Yes, indeed it was.
Okay, great. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. Now I shall see you. I think I shall see you next Friday. All right.
And I had a request, like when you're sending your PPT, like can you also ask Ishwari
Ishani
ma'am?
ma'ams. Yeah, Ishani ma'ams, I think she has done that. She needed to convert it into PDF and whatever. So that I think she's done it. By tomorrow morning, all the others will also come to you. Don't worry. Okay? No problem. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
See you.
you. Have a
Thank you,
great day
ma'am.
ahead.
Have a great weekend, guys.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.